You're welcome to the news beat here on Metro TV, the 1st June of 2022. You're welcome once again. We're live from the Epiabwa Hima studio at North Ridge. We're streaming on Facebook as Metro TV Ghana, on Instagram and Twitter as Metro TV_GH. We'll take a look at headlines of the stories coming up. Police postpones the intended demonstration of Fix the Country. We'll bring you details of that later. Now, we're told that the police also in a crunch meeting over the Wa Northern region sex tape that also leaked, which got people whooped in public. We'll tell you more about it. And also, drivers' naked demonstration has actually received some injunction, and we'll tell you how that also ended. It did not come off. The Newsbeat details will bring you some more details. Upward review of petroleum products. We'll get you the details of that one as well, as persons also are worried about fuel prices. All right, you're welcome back. In the first story, the Ghana police has denied the Fix the Country team of its armed demonstration is scheduled for today. Reasons for which this demonstration has been disallowed. Let's watch the story.
The four are Captain Smart, Okatachi Efrifa, Oliver Bakavomao, and Benjamin Dako. The intended demonstration will last for 3 days starting June 4. The four have contracted a private security company to provide protection for the demonstrators. The demonstrators, according to notice given to the Ghana Police Service, will picket at the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation (GBC) and the Ghana Police Headquarters to demand to speak directly to the nation on GTV and lay out their grievances. However, the statement signed by Chief Inspector of Regional Public Affairs Unit AR Bright Kobna Danso says the Ghana Police Service in this case is of the view that the nature and character of the demonstration as intended is inconsistent with the Public Order Act. The police says it is therefore unable to provide security for a demonstration which is in flagrant violation. The police says it is therefore unable to provide security for a demonstration which is in violation of the Public Order Act 1994, Act 49, and has the potential to result in a breach of public order and public safety. The service further said that it has reached out to the organizers to reconsider their proposal and work with the police towards the organization of a lawful, peaceful, and successful demonstration. The service emphasized that it is in the interest of the public safety and security that the police is putting in place all necessary measures to ensure that unauthorized persons do not march the streets with weapons.
Well, still on Fix the Country, the Fix the Country movement led by Oliver Bakavomowo has also called on the relevant authorities to remain accountable for ensuring the intimidation by the police leading to the civilians' brutalities and killings be brought to a halt. So the call also comes on the uppraise of the police violence cases recorded in and across the country on what it's termed extrajudicial killings. So let's cross over to Elvis Ando to give us some more details of what was said at the press conference this afternoon.
If we are highlighting this issue now, it is partly because extrajudicial killings in Ghana today are attracting a lot of attention at the moment because of its large scale and the level of impunity enjoyed by its perpetrators. By choosing to speak up today, we are signaling to you and to the world our refusal to participate in what has become a real tendency to normalize state-sanctioned violence and extrajudicial killings in our democracy. So our objective today is to push for a real conversation on how we can achieve true accountability and justice for the various victims of police and military brutality. We also hope to draw attention to an issue that we believe diminishes the substance of our democratic experience as a people and our attempts to consolidate the rule of law in Ghana. Before we hear from the families who are the real reason why we're here today, there are a number of issues we would like to address quickly. The first point I would like to make is that we need to understand that violence associated with law enforcement is an institutional problem. These are not just acts by some few bad nuts in the police force. Far from it. Violence and killings without repercussions are part and parcel of the police institution and are embedded in the culture of the institution. The reason why it is important to make this point right from the outset is because we have seen what appears to be a tendency to minimize the scale of the problem and the urgency of the reforms needed. For instance, over the past few days, we followed discussions on policemen engaged in armed robbery incidents across the country and the increasing involvement of persons in the police force in the commission of violent crimes. In connection with these incidents, we've noted a tendency by some to dismiss these incidents of violent crimes and the violence associated with policing as being isolated incidents or problems with recruitment of a certain batch of police officers. Without seeming to undermine the fact that recruitment into the security agencies has become a vehicle for politicians to create jobs for the boys, often without proper or any background checks, and in disregard of all professional standards, it is important we also refrain from treating these incidents of criminality and extrajudicial killings as acts of just some few lone rangers. The truth is, those dismissive narratives are not supported by the evidence. There is a real culture of impunity and violence associated with everyday law enforcement interactions across the entire country. Several researchers and human rights reports, both domestic and international, have highlighted the fact that criminal conduct such as bribery, extortion, robbery, as well as violence and unjustified use of force in our policing and law enforcement interactions generally are pervasive. In order for us to be able to fix the problem, we must first acknowledge the true scale of the problem and how violence is embedded in everyday police interactions. The second issue I want to raise today relates to data gathering and publishing on police violence. Currently, there is very limited data on police violence in Ghana. For instance, if you wanted to understand the scale of the problem and try to find information on the number of people the police killed, for instance, just last year, this kind of information is difficult to come across. This is primarily because the police are refusing to compile and publish this kind of data. In fact, we've submitted 4 different right to information requests to the Ghana Police. All of them have gone unanswered. Their consistent refusal by the police to respect the right to information law highlights a real disinterest by the police establishment in being held accountable for its actions. Also, the refusal to comprehensively compile and publish data is, in our opinion, intentional and seeks to hide the true scale of the problem. This then undermines any critical attention we can give to the issue. The net effect is that we are less able to police the police, demand accountability in their activities, and evaluate their policies. We know from several reports by the United Nations on torture, cruel and inhumane treatment that the police do not disclose information on persons who are killed by the police in their work. When we look at the data, what we see is that the police are either reporting every death in their custody as being of natural causes, or they're refusing to disclose those who are shot and killed by the police. The only consistent source of information on police killings and deaths in hostage are the very limited cases reported by the media. The question then is, how do we assess policing if there's little data? What is the guiding policy, policing policy? By what benchmarks, baseline studies, or metrics are we formulating and remaking police policy to ensure that policing serves pressing and modern needs?
Right, let's cross over to Elvis Sando, my colleague, who is at the press conference. Elvis, you're welcome. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Annie.
Has the Fix the Country movement actually explained why they had a scheduled press conference today dubbed a scheduled demonstration today dubbed armed demonstration?
Okay, so on that matter, Oliver Barker-Vormawor would be addressing the press on that, but at the moment, they have not spoken about that, and we are taking some kind of life experiences and other testimonies from various regions that have experienced a level of, let me say, police brutality and also some kind of chaos between the civilians and the police at the moment. So that is what is going on now, Annie.
So if you can repeat that, they are currently with the police.
No. They are not with the police at the moment. It's a press conference held by the Fix the Country movement, and the press conference is focusing on the extrajudicial killings and also the uprise of some kind of clashes between the police and the civilians. And so to that, they have indicated, Fix the Country have indicated that they've submitted some kind of request to the police service and other relevant security agencies to give them details about how far they've gone with issues or investigations regarding whether or not they've been able to follow every incident that happens which led to the killing of a civilian or a citizen, if they've been able to follow it to the latter, and what has the police done or the appropriate authority done in putting corporates behind bars or trying to send them to court for their cases to be heard. So in this case, Fix the Country is actually in a position of trying to find out whether or not justice has been served well to affected victims who have in one way or the other suffered brutalities from the police or even lost their lives. That is what they are looking at. To that effect, and they gave some recommendations that the government should look at. They are saying that the government should set up an independent investigative authority that will look at the issue of police, military or civilian clashes, and also that independent investigating body would also ensure that they are able to follow each issues that arise. So I'm waiting to ask the question whether or not does that put pressure on the special prosecutor, because he is supposed to investigate such issues and also bring the issues as it is brought to court. When I get the opportunity, I'll ask that question also. And then the second recommendation they made is that they demand the police to end the use of live ammunition during crowd controls, because they have realized that, okay, if the police is actually managing crowd, they use live ammunition, and sometimes the crowd that they are trying to manage are not with arms, they are harmless, and also they are just trying to demonstrate to express their view on certain issues that they are not so happy about. So the police should rather look at how they can control crowd without using necessarily ammunitions and other dangerous weapons during such events. The third one they also looked at is that they are demanding for proper accountability of recruitment in the various security agencies. That is, to them, they are saying that some party faithfuls, as the grassroots, as we call them, have been able to maneuver their way into the security service. And with that, they are trying to say that it is time that a proper accountability be served, so that if the application is open, they would ensure that, okay, if this person is qualified, there will be a proper background check, because some party faithfuls who enter into the security agencies are mostly not people who are worth giving that that employment or giving the mandate to go and manage security issues. These are some criminals somewhere who have been.
Yes. So Elvis, the Fix the Country team actually wanted to demonstrate so that their voices will be heard on some of these issues that they've actually even raised at the press conference. The police have disallowed the demonstration, and nothing has been said about that, at the press conference till now.
For now, nothing has been said at this very instant. We are waiting for Oliver Barker-Vormawor to speak on that, because he is the one who will be talking on that issue.
Right. We'll just keep an eye on this press conference. So the Fix the Country movement or activists are now in a very active mode where they're having a press conference. Oliver Barker-Vormawor probably is yet to speak. We'll get the details of it. The police for now has actually disallowed its press conference that was scheduled today. And the press conference was supposed to be armed press conference. How armed they would have been armed, I'm not too sure how that would have gone. But the police for now is halted. Let's still stay a little longer with security issues or the police. And, there's pandemonium on social media following the video of the public flocking a man and a woman in Wa. That's the Western Regional Capital. So although accounts of reasons for the flogging are sketchy, many reports indicate that the two people leaked the explicit video online. So that video is what you see on your screen, and we have Adams Musa to tell us more on what is happening. For now, we know that police have said they have invited the chiefs for the community over the flogging, since it allegedly took place at the palace of the traditional ruler. So this was at the forecourt of the Wa Palace, and we want Adams Musa to speak to us on what is happening. Adams Musa, thank you for your time. You're welcome. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Annie.
All right, so What can you tell us since last night I spoke with you? Well, it looks like the pandemonium will not stop. We're still talking about it. The police says that it has invited the chiefs. Is this true?
Yes, but currently there is a crunch meeting at the One House Palace involving the overlord himself, his spokesperson, some paramount chiefs, as well as divisional and sub-divisional chiefs. It all has to do with what happened yesterday in the afternoon. Of course, earlier today, we saw a statement from the spokesperson for WANA, Ibrahim Kadri, disclaiming that what happened at the forecourt of One House Palace, it wasn't something that the One has authorized to do, and at the time that the act was committed, none of the principal chiefs was there. It's only some leaders who were there. So he said he has asked the Ghana Police Service to look for the perpetrators and bring them to book. But the public equally are not happy with the statement issued by the spokesperson for WANA disclaiming the act. But because of these issues, the palace decided to meet all chiefs so that they can discuss what happened and also look for the perpetrators. So right after the meeting, we are told that the WANA will ask some chiefs to go to the regional police command as a team so that they can look for the perpetrators and bring them to book. They think that what happened is not a good thing, and WANA cannot sit aloof and allow such things to be going on.
Adams, WANA says he was not around when this punishment was meted on the youth or these teenagers. What are their ages, if you can tell me? What's their age range?
Well, we are told all of them are above 20 years. One we are told is around 20, 21, 22, and the other is around 20. So, and one of them, especially the female, who we are told has a child. And because of that, it's also...
So they're not teenagers?
They are not teenagers, because we are told they are not teenagers.
Right. So, where was the WANA if he says he was not around? But we understand that some chiefs discussed this issue before the punishment was recommended. So where was the WANA?
Well, we are told at the time that this whole issue happened, the WANA was not present, and the spokesperson, Ibrahim Kadri, also said Ibrahim Kadri, was also not present. And again, none of the principal chiefs, if you come to in the absence of the WANA, there is this line of command that can usually take a decision. They said none of those people who were supposed to take a decision of such nature were not at the palace. So therefore, they cannot accept what happened. If it had involved any of the leaders or sub-chief or divisional chief who gave them the order to flog them, they could take responsibility of what happened. But that was not exactly what happened yesterday. So it's a source of worry to many, because some months back, the WANA issued a statement that cautioning the public to be wary of nude pictures and sex videos in town. And he also indicated in that statement that should anybody caught in an act like this, will be punished. Others think that because of the earlier directive that was issued by the traditional council, if such video, if such video is out and they've been able to trace those involved in the picture, should be served as a deterrent. And initially they were supposed to receive 100 lashes, but they were given 20 each. We are told that is to serve as a deterrent. But in all, when I said, though this was what happened, but they ought to meet them, discuss the thing as a team, as an authority, and then they could see how they are going to deal with them. And they are also worried about...
Musa, the reactions that we're receiving is at the southern part here. You can feel that, well, there's mixed reaction. There are people who support, there are people who do not support. How is it sitting well with the people of that particular community, how do they accept it? Because we saw that in a video, there were people who were standing around and they looked and appeared excited about the punishment. How do they feel about it? What has been their response so far?
We have mixed reaction in town. Human rights advocates are saying that, look, though what they did is wrong, but they ought not to treat them this way. Others are even proposing that they should have take them inside one of the rooms and flog them there without exposing them to the public, where people will be taking videos of how they are being treated. In fact, it's a mixed reaction. It's a talk in town. People are worried. Others are of the view that, look, those who flog them, under what basis should they even flog them? It ought to have been one of the chiefs. We ought to have seen an elder person flogging them. But it appears like it was a youth they've asked and who they have not given a blessings to flog them. So it's a mixed reaction in town. People think that those involved must be brought to book and with again.
Well, Adams Musa, thank you for that. Let's go into the social media and take some updates of what people have been saying since this video of, lashes leaked last night. We'll take, some reactions from what people have been saying. And this is from M. Achap. Well, I don't know, so Twitter. It says that this is barbaric. This is barbaric. That's what he thinks. This one also says that if the flogging is for a sex tape issue, then I think the flogging is too small, because this animal called human rights has caused more harm than good. Please give them more fire. I don't know what he meant. This is from Fire himself. Sinners flogging another sinner for sinning differently. That is an interesting one. Amiel Greatness says that sinners flogging sinners, God go laugh for heaven. All right, that's Amiel Greatness. Let's move to another tweet that says that, can someone explain why these two are being whipped for having sex or recording the act? Baffled. Are they the first people to have sex and record it? We shall look to educate people on the dangers of social media, not to humiliate them. We don't live in the dark ages, or you say. That is from Papoli, also adding his voice to the tweet. This shouldn't be tolerated in Ghana. Very soon, violent people will turn to killing, like what happened in Nigeria, where the innocent girl was killed in the name of blasphemy. The authorities should stop this immediately. They have the right to do what they want. They don't have the right to do what they want. Okay, this one also says that this is the best way to punish those people. Call me whatever, I don't care. Right? This is Unimi, is the one on Twitter. So, okay, this is Unimi's tweet to the video. Right, we're joined by Tahiru Mumin, Upper West Municipal Chief Executive, on this issue. Let's talk to him. Tahiru, thank you for your time. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Right, you're welcome to Newsbeat. So, I don't know, what has been the traditional punishment when the youth involve themselves in activities that's not allowed of this nature in the area of Wa?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me make this one clear. I'm not Upper West Municipal Chief Executive. I'm Wa Municipal Chief Executive.
Wa Municipal Chief Executive, yeah, all right.
Upper West is a region that has about 11 districts.
Apologies for that, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, and then as regards what traditional punishment is, in fact, I don't know, because I am not a member of the Traditional Council, and I don't know what punishment or what laws the Traditional Council operates with or under at the Traditional Council. What I know is that we are all citizens of this country, and then we are members of the one municipality, and then we are all governed by the laws of this country. And if you get down to the municipal level, we have our bylaws. So these are the laws that we operate under. However, the traditional council can also have their own way of dealing with matters. There are instances where we have to fall on the traditional council to assist us to handle certain peculiar issues within the municipality. So that I know we collaborate and work. But as regards laws, traditional laws or punishment with regards to somebody who flout a rule or law, maybe social order, whatever, that one I can't tell.
What religion is, primarily practiced or largely practiced in your area?
Why do you ask this question? Because I don't see why we will have to relate anything to religion or whatever. Because one
let me, maybe you can respond to it, but because
we have several religions in the municipality, and we all coexist. And then
Muniru, if you will allow me, let me make this point so that, because you're asking, let me explain. There's been a lot of interpretation coming from all opinions that are being shared, that the Islamic religion is dominant in the area. And it looks as though we are gearing towards what we call the Sharia law type of punishment. And there are opinions that are pointing to the fact that people are trying to sort of implement this kind of law or punishment in certain parts of the country. And also, Islamist extremists are also looking on. So we want to understand exactly what is the practice in the area so that authorities that are working on it can know how to tackle it.
Yes, let me make it very clear. The angle you are coming from, suggests an endorsement of what has happened by the traditional authority and then other traditional people within the municipality. Mm-hmm. And I want to make it clear to you that what happened, there is no endorsement from the traditional council or probably any other governing authority within the municipality. Mm-hmm. And again, one municipality, we have Muslim, Christians, and traditional worshippers or believers coexisting in the municipality, and we all subject ourselves to the laws of this country.
Which is dominant.
Let nobody make a mistake to think that somebody is trying to implement his or her own laws, that has anything to do with a religion within that municipality. No. So let get that one very, very, very clear. Something has happened. And then the people of the municipality are saddened by what has happened. The traditional authority themselves are saddened by what has happened. So let us not create an impression to suggest that somebody...
Tahiru, how do you explain that a punishment of this nature happens at the forecourt of the Wana Palace, and almost the whole traditional authority says it has no knowledge of it? How is that possible?
You see, well, as I'm talking to you now, the traditional council, they are meeting. Tomorrow, the regional security council is also meeting. The municipal security council has already discussed this issue. Yes, it is after the discussion from the municipal security council, then we realized that the one now was not in town, and one of the paramount chief was also attending House of Chiefs meeting in Kumasi. So you see, what happened is a criminal matter. It's a criminal matter, and then we should allow the laws of this country to handle the issue. So let us not attribute it to religion, tradition, or whatever, to give way for the culprits to find their way out of this problem.
Well,
so I want us to look at it. I want us to look at it as an issue of law, borders on criminality, so that police who are investigating it will investigate it and come out with a report, then we deal with it from that angle. So that is what I think we should do. But if we want to relate it to religion, tradition, we are trying to create a way for the perpetrators to find their way. And I don't think that is the best way to approach this.
Well, because there's a vacuum with explanation from authorities, speculations are allowed. And you can receive them and respond to them as and when they come. However, where are the youth, those who are flocked, where are they now?
Well, currently, I am not in town. but I know they are at a safe place. So they are not with, what do you call it, the traditional authorities.
And
They are
how
not with the
far-
traditional authorities. Currently I'm out of the region, attending to other programs elsewhere. However, we have officers who are handling the matter. The social welfare officers are on it, yes, and the police too are also on it. So we are tackling it from all angles. While the police are looking at the criminal aspect of it, the social welfare people are also looking at it to provide them with a safety net, so that they can give them the right counseling,
Okay.
and give them the right protection while this issue goes on.
Okay, how far have we gone with investigation since you say that you've not been in town?
That is what I said. As of
Any
yesterday to
arrests
today.
made?
Come again?
Any arrests made yet?
No, there has not been any arrest yet, because the traditional council is meeting. Is after their meeting, they will give us their report as to who are the perpetrators, and the police too are also liaising with them to get who are involved. Then the necessary action will be rolled out.
Right, Municipal Chief Executive of the Wa Traditional Council, thank you for your time. That is Tahiru Mumin speaking to us. We'll get back to him as and when more information unfolds in that area. You're still watching Newsbeat. When we come back from this break, drivers were hoping to go on a naked demonstration, but there's been some halt to that demonstration as well. We'll be explaining to you why. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Newsbeat. We're doing some more stories, and the police have placed an injunction on the intended demonstration for the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana, slated 1st June 2022. That's today. In a press release signed by the Ashanti Regional Chairman, Mr. Kwada Nyame, announcing the purpose of the demonstration, it stated that there has been the need for this demonstration because our transport business is collapsing due to the rampant increase in price of fuel, lubricants, and spare parts. According to the group, many drivers have become jobless because they can't make the daily sales to their car owners. Hence, the cars have been retrieved by their owners. So the economic hardship also breeds confusion between us and our clients, especially when there is an increase in fares. Joining us on this development is Aminu Yusuf. He's the National Secretary for the Concerned Drivers Association. Aminu, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
So you intended going on a naked demonstration.
Yeah.
How serious is the situation that it got you to think that way?
I think the government has already rendered drivers naked already. Because if a driver should wake up in the morning, buy a fuel of 300 cedi, and he goes back with 290 cedi, some even go to, let's say, 310 cedi, how much is he going to pay for his sales to the car owner? How much is he going to buy for fuel? How much is he going to put down for spare parts? Here are school fees, water bill, light bill, rent fees, and etc. How much is he going to put down to even buy spare parts? Just imagine these cargo cars. A day, if they are going outside, they buy a fuel of 3,500. If he is coming back and one of his tires should have a problem, then he has to make sure he provides 2,500 to be able to fix one tire. Things are very hard in this country. As I'm speaking to you today, there will be an increase in fuel prices, which MP suggested to us since last week. There will be an increase of 10% again. They've already told us to, every 2 weeks, expect there will be an increase in fuel prices. This is what we are telling the government, to do something about it, because we don't want it to be like every 2 weeks, drivers are going to increase their lorry fare. And things are very hard to the stage that it's not only affecting drivers, but it's affecting all Ghanaians. Because as a media house here, you have your cars, you have everything, you buy fuel and stuff, you buy spare parts to service your cars. And here is it, things are going high. Every day there is an increase in fuel prices. How do you get to fix your car?
So, I mean, how is the naked demonstration going to change anything? Because government has already explained to you that these are global pressures. and we can almost do nothing about it. I don't know how that is going to influence government to change anything.
Sometimes we dwell on things that needs to happen for someone to listen to us. During 2013, in Kumasi, women had naked demonstration. Yeah. Why was it not an issue? But here is it, we drivers are coming out. We are saying we are coming out to show the government how we has rendered we drivers naked already. To show him the extent that he has naked drivers, then it is an issue.
So now that the police has actually halted or put an injunction on your demonstration, what is the police?
And it's very petty, and we would like to tell the police and the government the intimidation is too much, because in their letter that they gave to us, the injunction that they gave to us, they didn't even put that naked demonstration as a reason that they are halting our demonstration. We sat with them, we wrote a letter to them telling them these are the number of cars and what we are going to use for this demonstration. They even told us they are not going to allow us to take it to the Parliament House. We accepted because they said it's a security zone. But with the cars that we are bringing in, it's too much. But they are going to reduce it for us. Even they told us the taxi that we proposed, we are bringing 50 taxi. They will be able to let us bring.
Why would they reduce the cars? After all, you are buying your fuel.
Yes.
So why are they reducing cars?
So they said because of traffic. So they will reduce the cars, and what we are going to use for the demonstration, they reduced some from 50 to 10, some from 50 to 20. We accepted. And they said, they even proposed Independence Square for us because they said that place is very, very large and we can do whatever we want there. And we accepted. And here is it, what you have accepted, you've agreed on for us to go to a demonstration. Now you come back and go to court and stand on that grounds to halt our demonstration. It's very...
What will you do?
They've asked us to meet them on Friday, but what we want to tell them is they are not going to stop this demonstration. Definitely, we have the constitutional right to go on demonstration. We will make sure this demonstration comes on.
Today?
Not today. We are halting it for today, but there will be another date that will be coming out after we've had a meeting with them on Friday.
Right. Munir,
Aminu
Yusuf, rather, the secretary to the Concerned Drivers Association. All right. We'll get back to you and see how you handle this matter. You're also watching Newsbeat here on the Metro TV. We'll cross over now for more business updates. On business, the printing industry used to be a huge one, employing many and providing livelihoods in communities around Newtown and Accra. Many earned their daily bread from the printing business. Now, with the introduction of the new technology, these old printing houses are slowly fading out. What then is pushing them out of business? Let's have the story.
Printing is a huge business in parts of the capital city of Accra. Many rely on it for sustenance. In Accra, Newtown is the hub of the printing business. Hundreds of machines roar daily to print out documents. Technologies, however, driving many businesses out. The use of old printing machines have given way to new technology, and so many businesses that rely on old machines are fading out. For some of these owners of old machines, inability to raise capital is throwing them out of business.
Yeah, the printing is gone down totally. There's no business, there's no work. As I'm talking to you, we are hustling for work, and the materials were very expensive. Now we cannot even buy paper. When you get small job, buying the paper is expensive, very expensive now. That's the challenge you have. The work went down, especially during the COVID. From now, things are not picking. So we'll come and sit down here without work. You have to be paying, so some of them are home as I'm talking to you.
Even for those who are able to acquire new technology, inadequate hands following the exits of many employees after the COVID outbreak is slowing down the business.
Investment has gone down, and the new technology, I don't think it's really a fact. I mean, I don't think it's the reason why the production has gone down, but I think investment has gone down, and it's affected every part of, I mean, the industry. I don't think it's mainly about the new technologies, but then it's investment that has gone down. Oh, some of our old stuff has gone, but some of them have gone. We didn't lay them off. They decided to go willingly. So it wasn't as an effect of COVID.
This has affected injection of capital to improve the business. For John Oklu, he's managing his old machines. And though business is not good, most clients prefer the new machines, which work faster and quicker.
This is the old model, and the new one are yet coming to Ghana. They are yet coming, but we are still managing it for the time being. So as time goes on, when the money comes, we get the new ones.
Prince business owners say some injection of capital from government will help them revive their businesses and employ more hands.
Now, the Accra Compost and Recycling Plant has the capacity to produce 150,000 tons of fertilizer. Executive Chairman of Jospon Group, who was conducting the Agric Minister, Dr. Uswefri, around, said the plant will improve the use of organic fertilizer in the country. Now, before we hear from Jospon, the chairman himself, let's hear from the Agric Minister.
We are visiting them today. In the next 2 weeks, I'll be embarking on my annual tour of the country with the Forest Belt. And we'll take the opportunity to visit those outside Accra. We already have 3 or 4 in Bono and Ashanti region that we intend to visit. So we'll take the opportunity to also visit them. But I think about half of them are actually importers of organic fertilizer. And those, of course, they don't have a facility here. But we're encouraging them to get their partners to come and set up production in this country, as I said. Thank you. Yes. A company and one airborne bra. A bind me a modern coby, a devro on a jumao. Into one or more opportunities are a bind the bay, or so more born with the road, yea, and never bought the run among. Until a honor amaniano. Now, they're tossing me and they say,
All right, we'll give you some more updates on the story. Let's take a breather. We'll be back shortly.
Welcome back. It's time for sports. My name is Faye John Quarty. The Black Stars are preparing to take on Madagascar in the 2023 AFCON qualifier for Ivory Coast. Dede Ayew is the captain of the Stars, and the coach of the team, Otuado, says that it will be a crucial tie.
For the last editions of the AFCON, and the only thing we can expect is at the end of the 6th game that Ghana will be qualified. We need to start by tomorrow. We'll give everything that we have to get the 3 points. I will know it's going to be a very difficult game. There are no teams that we can end the race.
That's your sports. Danaya is standing by for the latest in showbiz.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Up next, SS Entertainment News. My name is Nanaya Tano Boache. Now, sensational female vocalist Joyce Onyinyechuko Adoma Selwa Ajima, known in showbiz circles as Adoma, has disclosed her reasons for pulling the brakes on music. Speaking on Entertainment Review on Metro TV, Adoma revealed she felt as though she wasn't ready, and also battling internal struggles affected her mental health badly.
First off, I wasn't ready. First off, it felt like I was rushing, and then I couldn't, people who were in my team at the time had stalled their lives, stalled their dreams to come help push mine.
Right.
And so you can't really say you won't do what you're doing when somebody is sacrificed. Do you understand? So it's like there was a lot of internal struggles, and it even started to spill off to them. I became really difficult to work with. Because now we're trying to have conversations with Adoma, we're trying to do this and do this. And I'll now yell at somebody to the extent of throwing something at them, like a glass, and trying to attempt to kill someone's child. Like, it got really, really bad because there was a lot of internal frustration. Do you understand? And I feel like to add to that, I switched managements at some point, and there was a group of people who we approached them actually, and they were very interested and they wanted to help push the Adoma brand and everything, but things didn't go well at all. So it just added to it, like that situation that turned really sour, together with everything that had been going on, together with personal issues. Like, it wasn't just music that was plenty. Like, I had a lot of relationship drama. I had personal drama. I was battling depression. I wasn't eating. Like, it was so much happening. It got to the point when I couldn't even perform. Like, if you'd ask me to sing, I would start to have a panic attack.
The heartfelt music video announcing her new EP, Becoming Adoma.
So coming back, I felt like I wanted to add the acting bits to the music. So it's not just music. So basically the project is called Becoming Adoma. It's an EP. I don't want to call it an EP because it's so much more than an EP. It's a 7-track EP for the music, but it's also a movie. So we culminated everything, the journey from when I started to now, all the mental health struggles, everything. We wrote a beautiful script. I got my current personal manager, Kafi, to direct it. I got a few of my friends in the industry to cameo in it, and we shot a film. But it's also the music. You understand?
Wow.
2 in 1.
And that's all on Entertainment News. Annie, over to you.
Right, Nanaya, thank you so much. Let's now do international stories. The Democratic Republic of Congo has agreed to release 2 Rwandan soldiers detained amid soaring tensions between the two neighbors. Angolan President João Lourenço has announced on Tuesday. Now, the announcement came after Lourenço held talks with DR Congo President Felix earlier Tuesday. Now, at the request of his Angolan counterpart, he agreed to release 2 Rwandan soldiers recently captured on DR Congo's territories. Lourenço's office said the diplomatic feud between Kigali and Kinshasa has escalated in recent days, with both sides trading accusations of aiding armed militias in the volatile eastern DR Congo region with borders of Rwanda. Now, Rwanda last week accused the Congolese armed forces of firing rockets into its territory and said 2 of its soldiers have been kidnapped on patrol by the Democratic Forces of the Liberation of Rwanda, a rebel group active in eastern DR Congo. The Congolese army, in turn, said Sunday that the 2 soldiers had trespassed on the soil and had been taken into custody. Well, that's all we have for you this afternoon on Newsbeat. It came to you live from the Akua Boahima studio. My name is Ania Fampo. Join me at 2 for Good Afternoon, Ghana.